Get a picture of yourself when you're 21 and look at it every single day. And just think about that as who you are. And you don't have to look 21. You just want to be having that vibe, that 21-year-old-ishness about you. Because your mind does have a great deal of power. It's not a meditative thing. It's just look at that and go, yeah, that's me. That really is what I would look like if I was in top shape. Because some of the best-looking people in the world that you've ever met and seen on television, as they get older and put on weight, they don't look like themselves anymore. And if they did, they just maintained their weight, they would be aging beautifully their whole life. But they get all morphed out because they gained the weight. So you don't want that. You want to be just tuned.
Hi, it's Stephanie from the Activation Products social media team, and today I'm here with our founder, Ian Clark. Thanks for being here, Ian.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's fun.
Today we're here because Ian is going to tell a little bit of his story. I know a lot of you have mentioned your resolutions being weight loss, as a lot of people's are this time of year. So Ian's going to tell us a little bit of his own weight loss journey that he's kind of had in the past when he went through some health issues. Mm-hmm. So Ian, take it away.
Yeah, so, well, it's more or less weight management, you
okay.
know, because, maybe some people need to gain a little bit of muscle, lose a little bit of fat, and they want to get rid of the visceral fat and the toxins out of their body. So when I hit the wall with my health back at age 46, I was 90 pounds overweight, and that was 90 pounds of extremely ugly fat. And I do not look good at all with weight on me. Some people can put weight on, they still look great. I was the exact opposite. I just got worse and worse the heavier I got. So I knew that when I saw the picture of me that was merciless from the camera, that really wasn't me. That was not the real, true me that was on the inside. So if you go back to when you're 21 years old, about that kind of body condition when you're 21, mm-hmm. that's the most powerful expression of yourself. Okay. So, when your body is fit and it's nice and slim and it's strong. And I knew that image was inside of me somewhere, but it was so buried, I couldn't believe it. I thought, what happened? So how do I get back to who I really am and what I really look like? And that was the first inspired thing to go and get the weight managed, because it was out of control completely. And what I didn't know at the time is my body was absolutely jacked up with mold and heavy metals and all these different toxic materials that eventually came out. And that fat is the protector of your body, of your system. It encapsulates toxins within your system, and that's where a lot of times people put weight on when they shouldn't have it on. Now, just regular weight on is meaning, they're probably stressed out, too much cortisol, they're not getting proper sleep, they are not eating at the right time of day, they're not chewing their food properly, they're drinking too much fluid with their meals. There's so many contributing factors to messing with your body's gut brain and the brain in your head that's always calculating and deciding what it's supposed to do with fat or with different nutrients.
So is that why fat kind of tends to just hang around? It's your body kind of reacting to all these negative things that are happening to it. It's reacting maybe as inflammation, and it just kind of sits there and doesn't know what to do with itself.
Fat isn't inflammatory, but fat would hold something that would be inflammatory. It would cause inflammation in your system. Main thing is that if people want to really get their weight balanced so that they have the perfect weight for their frame, mm-hmm. because everybody has a different frame. You measure your frame here between these two elbows or two bones in your elbow, and the distance here for your average height tells you do you have a small, medium, or large frame. So I have a small frame. It's kind of between small and medium. So you start putting big amounts of fat on a small frame. Even though I'm 5'10", my 220 weight was super bad news. It didn't look right. That's why when big frame people have extra weight, they still look great. They look robust. They look, so it's not about being overweight per se for your body size as much as it is relative to where you should be in the optimal way. And if you're into fitness, you're going to have more weight from muscle. So you can't go, there's just all these things. But people like us who are in the mainstream, kind of middle of the road, where we're healthy and fit enough.
Okay.
Like I'm not a total outrageously high-level fitness guy, although I'd love to be. It's for people who want to get their body in equilibrium. So their weight is not just balanced, because that means it's stopped, but you're putting the weight on and off a little bit here and there, and you're in equilibrium, always in that zone, in that flow. So you're not stressed about your weight, because stress causes cortisol. Cortisol causes metabolic problems. And you got to make sure, for sure, obviously, you want to eat clean. You got to get hydrated. You got to get good sleep. So you want to be asleep at least, if you can, 2 hours before midnight every day, and up early in the morning. And make sure that you eat within that 2-hour window when you wake up, because if you don't, your body starts to eat itself as far as the energy from your kidneys and your blood and your brainstem fluids and these things. You don't want to do that because that causes stress in the system. You might have lots of energy in the morning if you don't eat, but it's not real energy because your body did DNA repair all night and it wants to be fueled up again. You do not want to be eating. Usually you want to stop about 5 hours before you go to bed. If you do that, you'll have a way better sleep. Higher quality sleep means less, like your parasympathetic is kicking in and your body is starting to regenerate itself quicker. You're in autonomic nervous system has sympathetic stress and parasympathetic. You want to flip from sympathetic stress into parasympathetic whenever you're not using it. Okay. People get stressed out, they get stuck in sympathetic stress, and then that's when the cortisol kicks. They will not lose weight when they got cortisol in their system.
Okay, so what are some other natural approaches that we can take to weight management? You kind of mentioned a few already.
Right. Well, you want to eat clean. So you want to have the proper essential fatty acids. You want the micronutrients, nanonutrients, phytonutrients, and glyconutrients coming into your body. Because when you're feeding your body well and it feels satiated, it doesn't want to store fat. If you eat your food really fast and you don't get these proper nutrients, the oils and the different phytonutrients, then your body thinks, man, I'm not getting what I want. I better store some here because I'm not happy. And especially if you drink fluids with your meals a lot, then it dilutes the enzymes and it doesn't digest properly. You can take enzymes with your meal, to complement, that will help. But you really want to have fluids up to 30 minutes before you eat and 2 hours after. If you have a little bit of wine with the meal, no big deal. Like people like to have a little bit of wine to taste with their meal, or they want to have maybe a little bit of juice. It's not the end of the world, but you want to keep it to a minimum.
Okay. I think some of us would find that a big relief having a glass of wine with their meal. You don't have to stress out about that. Mm-hmm. Okay, Ian, so we've talked a lot about black cumin oil when it comes to speeding up your metabolic processes and, getting more energy. What can you tell us about black cumin?
Well, the cool thing about that one is it's a hyper concentrated food or nutrient. It's so nutritious that when you take it, your body's like, yeah, okay, don't give me too much, just a little bit. And I love it. And that's flooding my whole body. And that's where the metabolism comes on. Because you don't need a lot of volume coming in. And it senses this super concentrated, nutrient that comes in. But it also cleanses the body. So cleansing and nourishing simultaneously is what you want to be doing every day. You don't want to have to do long, awful cleanses where you get all dizzy and faint and, gut headaches and gut aches and you're going through these cleanses that people do. I don't like those. I like cleansing and nourishing daily a little bit. And black cumin oil will go and pull out mold. It'll get which is fungus basically. It goes after those microbes that are not pleasant. It helps your body move heavy metals out. It does so many wonderful things, but it's feeding you at the same time, right? This is a very unique product. And it's the broadest spectrum head to toe tonic that's out there. And that's why it's so popular.
Definitely. I know that it has been used for millennia, really. And it really is, in its own sense, like a miracle product from what I have heard from, some of our customers and their testimonials. A lot of them kind of mention having a real boost of energy. And I think that has to do with a lot of the things you were just talking about, cleaning out your body and just how it reacts.
Yeah. Well, one of the things you can tell when you first take black cumin, it was annoying because I would take it, and all the tonsils at the back of your throat and that area of the flesh back there has a lot of little crags in it, and a lot of little bacteria and microbes hide in there. So when you first start taking it, you get this spicy kind of almost a burn at the back of your throat. I'm like, I don't like that, right? And then 2 weeks later, it didn't do that anymore. I didn't get that at all. It's like, well, what happened? Because it cleaned it all out. So if it's cleaning it here, it's going in through your whole system, and it's hunting down the nasties you don't want in your system, which are also causing interruption. So metabolically, your whole system gets into an equilibrium flow. That's where your body just starts to automatically balance out.
Amazing. Okay, that's a great tip, guys. If you've tried black cumin in the past and you find it a little bit strong, keep taking it. Maybe increase a little bit as you go if you really find it strong. But that strong taste, you'll get used to it. It'll go away. And, you want to keep trying it. So what else can you tell people who want to take black cumin? Can you tell them about how they should be taking it? When is preferable for, let's say, you?
Right. Well, I like to take it with food. Okay. A lot of people say take it without food. If you're going to take it without food, add some manuka honey or some panda bee honey or something that's a medicinal honey, because that will completely change the flavor. And I have a personal belief that you should always try to make stuff taste great when you take it, because your nervous system loves to feel good and loves to, it just gets a nice glow when you take something that's good for you, that tastes good. I don't like this, it has to be, taste bad to be super good for you. So that's one way to do it. When I take it with food, I don't even notice it. But if you want it, I really do recommend taking it straight up for the first couple of weeks.
Okay.
To let it go do the work in here, because your eyes, ears, nose, throat hygiene is very, very important. Because people have stuff resident there that may drop out and cause them to get flus or colds or things that it's just waiting for your immune system to go down enough. So this is something that is also amazing product for gut health. So a lot of people have gut health issues. Black cumin really deals with those. And all the oils are good for gut health, but that's a really kick butt one, no pun intended.
Definitely really good essential fatty acids in there, and lots of other good stuff to help balance out that good bacteria in your gut and kind of get rid of the negative bacteria.
Yeah.
All right, so Ian, did you have any closing words or pieces of advice that you can give the folks that are paying attention here today about, managing their weight and kind of making it a sustainable practice so that everyone can reach their goals and feel good about where they are?
Get a picture of yourself when you're 21 and look at it every single day. And just think about that as who you are. And you don't have to look 21. You just want to be having that vibe, that 21-year-old-ishness about you.
Okay.
And that's where your body will then, because your mind does have a great deal of power. It's not a meditative thing. It's just look at that and go, yeah, that's me. That really is what I would look like if I was in top shape. Because some of the best-looking people in the world that you've ever met and seen on television, as they get older and put on weight, they don't look like themselves anymore.
Right.
And if they just maintain their weight, they would be aging beautifully their whole life. But they get all morphed out because they gained the weight. So you don't want that. You want to be just tuned, and you don't want to, anything that's in your system is causing you to not look like an aging 21-year-old, right? Then that's something that you should not have in your system. You just want to be on, and that's the ultimate goal. There's many, many things we could talk about to achieve that, but we just touched the top points today.
Please let us know what your goals are for 2018 in the comments below. We'd love to help you reach those, and we'd love to give any advice that we can.